All right, y'all. It is October 2nd, fourth quarter, 8:26 a.m. Let's dive into it, man. I got the noise pulled up. Let me do this. I usually don't. I'm in a bad habit of not having this set up, so I'm gonna do better for y'all, I promise. All right, y'all know what it is. This is not financial advice, y'all. Please, day trading is very risky. Uh, you are responsible as investors, as traders, for your performance and how you manage your own money. Okay. That being said, look, shout out to everybody on YouTube, Facebook that'll catch this recap later. Um, Shout out to y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in, tapping in. I appreciate y'all asking questions. I appreciate y'all sharing, subscribe. If you haven't done so already, please do so. Appreciate y'all that have questions in the comments. Y'all that hit me up in the DMs. I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep it moving. All right. All right. That being said, keep them coming. We're gonna keep pushing. We gotta hear the noise. That's where I was. All right. You know what? We're in a real strange time, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this. The government is shut down and it is delaying pretty much everything. So usually today is a noisy day with the jobless claims and the unemployment. These things are not coming out today. They are delayed. They are delayed because the federal government is shut down. So until the government workers or the politicians, not workers, but the politicians can get their discussions in order, there will be not too much noise as far as like news. However, we know that the stock market is open. It's just a little bit of a weird time in the market right now. So the market did have some diving into it. No earnings, so we don't have to worry about that. Y'all seeing the back of the house is crazy. I gotta get better at that. All right. As far as let's drag this over so y'all can see it. As far as the market goes, um, you saw yesterday's episode on Warfare Wednesdays, and you saw me crash out pretty much. That Head and Shoulders has been was a phenomenal play. What I'm going to do personally for my own trading, what you saw yesterday was a great game plan and poor execution. I feel like it's been that way for about 2 weeks. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus more on execution and we're going to do a lot less focus on um, the money or the money aspects, but we're going to focus more on risk management, trading a little more freely with the executions and letting the trade be able to breathe and execute. And allowing our reads to come to fruition. So I think today will be a good example of that. Well, going forward, I'll set good examples of that. I don't know if today's gonna be an example of that or not, but just this here, kind of noticing the pattern of the Head and Shoulders, noticing that from yesterday, and being able to see what was coming and not being able to take advantage of it, we've got to execute a little better. So I believe lowering the risk is the solution to doing that. But yeah, the Head and Shoulders looks beautiful after yesterday. Today, continuation pattern. This symmetrical triangle. I don't usually trade these. I don't believe in these patterns. But it's also, it helps to know what the market is thinking at the current moment. I'm expecting maybe a slight push up and a reversal to the downside. I'm actually expecting the market to come back down to this EMA on this 4 hour chart. On the 4 hour chart, it's at 666.05. I'm expecting a lot of consolidation. Let's talk about that. But I'll dive into the hourly chart real fast here. Bell has rung, so we are live. Uh, what else? It looks the same on the hourly chart. And yeah, that's what we got for today. Nothing major, nothing surprising. Um, I'm expecting the market to take a breather. I'm expecting it to consolidate. It's already at a point where it's kind of pushing down and taking care of business already. Um, we will give it some time to continue what it's doing. It's already pushing hard. Usually not the Bulls Bulls are pretty heavy in the pre-market. Consolidation was getting more and more increasing here as far from a sentiment standpoint. So Bears come out to get extremely aggressive to start off here. Let the market calm down. But yeah, as far as the risk management goes, we'll probably be trading like anywhere between 2 to 5 contracts, depends on the price. We're not going to be trading with a stop loss. The risk management is going to be the stop loss. This is more textbook. We're going back to textbook fundamentals of trading. Um, so basically, you know, whatever you're comfortable with losing. This is a strategy more for those who are trying to build an account or just getting started. And or a person that has a lot less capital. Yes, I'm probably in that category. But yeah, this is for small. It's reserved for smaller accounts. So, um, whatever you put on the table is what you're willing to lose, and you just kind of let the trade take care of itself. Whatever it is that you see or you're trading, you just kind of let the trade come to fruition from there. Let's see. Let's see how the market feels going forward, though. Bulls are definitely aggressive, uh, from a from a pre-market standpoint. We'll see if the Bears kind of continue this push. Market has had a huge run up over the past 6 weeks. Let's see. Could be I could see, I tell you what I could see. I could see a fake out to the downside and then turn around and keep going as well. So that's possible. We'll see. Getting a little bit of support here from the bulls. We got balance on this candle. We still got a minute left, so we'll see. Still got a minute left. Consolidation seems to be it's looking real tight up in here. Let's zoom in. If you're looking at that 7:15 candle on the 5 minute, see how tight it is going forward, tight and sideways from there. That consolidation is something we got to just be patient for. So that's what we are leaning towards. I'm leaning more towards consolidation. That would be the answer to my test. But the Bulls are very much so from the overnight session, very aggressive. We'll see if the Bears can kind of balance it back out going forward. Symmetrical triangles, like the one that's here. I didn't talk much about it, like how I drew it or how I came about it. But the top of I got a little time, 2 seconds really. Um, the top of yesterday at 2:05, very top of that green candle. If you draw it to the current 18 candle as of like 25 minutes ago, that would be the top of that pattern there. At the bottom would be at the what is this 4:50 p.m. from the overnight session. You take that trend line and you come across to the 4:35 a.m. That's how I got to that point of the symmetrical triangle. I'm not a big believer in this pattern. But if I were to trade it, you do the same type of calculations here. You take the top, which is right around 670.71. You take the bottom here, it was around 669.17. Not extremely big in my opinion. Um, Bears getting a little bit of an increase here. They actually flipped it from consolidation, so Bears making a little bit of a move here. We'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, the bottom of that trend line is at 435. Once you calculate those two, you get about a dollar-ish move. Divide that by two, somewhere between 50 and 65 cents. That's not a lot of move for me. If you're trying to trade a breakout. So main thing to be cognizant of in this moment right here is just you're in consolidation. Be patient. Right, we're gonna wait it out. So we got some time on our hands here. The market breathe. Was looking extremely aggressive. Now let's see what we got here. Not a lot of volume today. We're not in consolidation. Volume was on that about 1.8 million of volume on that first candle. That's pretty solid. Um, let's see. No balance. Pretty good on that very good. So Bears come out the gate pretty strong there. The Bears are coming for it. Let's go with it. All right, we're rolling with puts here as a day trade. So we're gonna try to buy custom here. The size, we're doing two contracts. Probably have the space to do three. Let's do three. We're making it at 1,000. So we're risking 1,000 so far. 1,098 to be exact. All right, we are in puts. We're in puts. Let's focus on what we're gonna start doing. Or we're gonna try to. We're not using a stop loss because the risk is the stop loss. But what we're going to do, because $1,000 is how much we're risking, right? What we're going to do is get a lot of volume. You got a lot of selling going on this candle, which is what we need and good. Coming up on a million, to be honest. Although, yeah, Bulls lost a lot of steam on that. So let's focus on the exit. Uh, Price is at 366 right now. It's moving pretty heavy right now for the Bears. 392, and it's about to hit it already. So let's do that. We will do two of the contracts. We will sell two of them back at the price of 392. Right? All right. So there we go. That way we're gonna have a runner at the end of all of this. So let's do that. All right, we're getting close as it's about to break out of this symmetrical triangle. Usually this is a bullish pattern. Because how small and tight it was, I didn't really believe it's going to keep pushing up. But we are getting very close to hitting that profit target. We needed to get to about 669.32, which is about 10 cents away. So we gave two back. We got plenty of room. The EMA on the hourly chart is nowhere in sight. So as it's just now breaking out of the bottom of the symmetrical triangle, um, yeah, I think we'll profit from this. We need about 10 cent, and then we still have a runner. So after we get these two out of the way, we'll put that trailing stop on and see how far we can get. Getting close. All right, we got the two there. So we got two. So we're good. So we got 81 bucks so far. Let's focus on the trailing stop. All right. Let's see. Let's get that trailing stop going. We can put it at, I feel like 10% is usually a pretty good standard of a retracement, right? Some people would say 15, but I'm good with 10. Trailing stop at 10%. Got one runner left. All right, and we've got one on for right now. So it would trailing stop is currently at 660 even. As long as this continues to push down, this trailing stop is gonna push down right along with it. So good trading day. Look, we're not gonna hold it long. We're not gonna argue with the results. We're currently at 83 bucks. It's a good day. It's probably more than I would make at any job as far as the time money ratio. Trade took 12 minutes. 12 minutes. 20 minutes of focus, I would say. So that being said, I appreciate y'all watching. The trailing stop is gonna take care of itself. I'll put the rest of the results in later. But yeah, we keep letting this push down, and the trailing stop will be right behind it. So a good trading day. I will see y'all tomorrow. Appreciate y'all watching, and let's get to it. Look, like, share, subscribe to y'all on YouTube, Facebook. Appreciate y'all tapping in as always. If y'all have any questions, hit me up. All right, and I will see y'all tomorrow.